Hi everyone, my name is Sydney, and this is actually my third class through SUNY Empire as part of the Mallet program. I am 23, and I am currently a fourth grade teacher. And this is actually my third year teaching full-time and my second year in fourth grade. So I'm pretty excited to get back into the classroom and be in person this year. Aside from that, as to where I grew up in a small town outside of Utica, New York, and I currently reside in Cortland, New York, and I teach in a district slightly west of Cortland. When I'm not teaching or taking courses through SUNY Empire, I enjoy playing soccer and running and hiking. So the bottom right-hand corner here is a picture of the peak, Algonquin Peak, and it's one of the 46 peaks, the high peaks in the Adirondacks. So I accomplished that feat this summer and got that one done off my list. I also have a cat. His name is Hugh. That's him in the middle. And I have two younger siblings, and that was a baby picture of us, and they are twins. So that's pretty exciting. They're always keeping everybody busy. As far as STEAM and STEM development and tools and projects, I slightly talked about this one last semester that I had found in one of the Mallet courses, but Frogopedia is something that I've used being the science chair in my elementary school building, and just, out of like straight curiosity on my own. And Frogopedia is a really, really cool app that I did discuss in the Google Docs. And it really is essentially an AR, VR type model where students can dissect and really look at the frog's life cycle. So it is an app that you can use on the App Store, and unfortunately it is not one that you can put on a desktop, but it is super realistic, and you can really tilt your iPad and make it so like a frog is on any surface imaginable. I really, really like that this application and this tool is an app. So you can, have it on your iPad, you can have it on the go. So this really, really makes, this type of science easy for students to obtain, as well as classrooms too. So, they may not have access to live specimens, or students might not have access to that. So they have that virtual option, as well as those virtual students. So we think about the COVID-19 pandemic and everything like that. If we can't be in the school building, or that learning can't take place specifically there with a live specimen, we can use an iPad. So this application, Frogopedia, gives you the option to look at the life cycle of the frog, like this picture up here in the top right. It also gives you the anatomy, so you can scroll over each, particular part of the frog, whether it's, the nervous system, the skeletal system, etc., etc. And it will tell you the different body parts and the names of each of those with a little description, and as well as in the bottom left-hand corner here, the actual dissection. And I really do appreciate that this dissection is as realistic as it gets for being a virtual option. So over here, I screenshotted this little piece when I did it myself. I had to make an incision here, and it said the cut is too deep. You would rupture the organs, because that obviously is something that could happen if you had a live specimen in your hand. So when you're working with this dissection model, it's not just, oh, slice here, cut here. It's actually, it has room for that student error, and, that actually may happen if you had that live specimen. Another one I did want to briefly touch on, and this was my other option that I did include in the Google Docs. This is a 3D virtual cell. There's nothing like super crazy with this one, but it is a nice way, especially for visual learners like myself, to see a model and kind of be able to manipulate it. So they have all different types of models here. You can see on the sidebar, they have animal cells, plant cells, bacteria, and over here on the right, you can even look at a virus. So I find that pretty interesting. And much like Frogopedia, you can hover over different, different parts of the cell, different structures, whatever it may be, and it will give you a description. You can zoom in and out. You can kind of almost slice it in half, so you can tell what that inside looks like. There was another feature too. I didn't include it with a picture, but DNA, you can kind of see which DNA structures pair with one another. So whether it's guanine or any of those, you can actually see the connections within that DNA structure. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. Although, you know, these can or are really typically thought of being really thought of with older students, I really see that like some students in, you know, like upper elementary or middle school that, you know, really have that knack for science would be fascinated with this. And I've actually had the chance to work with a couple of really higher level students that come in for those extra sessions and really want to learn about science within like our science club, and they really enjoy Frogopedia. So I am excited to get into that with the 3D virtual cell. With both of these tools, I really just think bottom line is it gives students an option to really, you know, kind of develop that love for science in and out of school. Everything's at their fingertips, and they can really just kind of mess around with it. It's really engaging. So I think that's the overarching theme here, is that we want these tools to really just be engaging. So that's about it. I'm super excited to get started this semester and get to know all of you. Thank you.